just let me set the table up.
Play influences nearly everything that's important in child development, and toys have a great influence on the quality of children's play.
Be very careful not to break these chairs because they're made of glass.
But toys are rarely studied.
So every year, our center conducts the TIMPANI Toy Study in order to investigate how different toys affect play quality in natural preschool settings.
The purpose of this study is to guide teachers and perhaps parents in selecting toys that really will have a positive impact on their children's development. It is conducted by undergraduate student researchers under the guidance of faculty.
We had 10 different toys that were selected by teachers and professors, and then they were placed in the classrooms, and we would record them for 30 minutes on each day, and then all 10 toys were rotated throughout the classrooms.
And after that, we went and used the coding instrument to code the footage and evaluate the effectiveness of the toys.
Every 5 minutes, we would pause it and then score the toy on our 11 criteria.
So after students have coded children's use of each toy, we do a statistical analysis and we determine the impact of each of these toys on children's thinking and learning, on their creativity and imagination, their social interaction, and their verbalization.
And we're able to use that data to look at whether or not there are big differences in play quality across demographic groups.
One criterion we used in assessing these toys was verbalization.
Are the kids talking when they're using the toy? And are they having conversations with other peers?
If they're having reciprocal conversations, if they're just talking to themselves, if they're just singing along with the toy.
W, F, Y, and Z.
The toy that scored the highest on verbalization was kinetic sand.
It looks like regular sand, but when you touch it, you can kind of mold it into different shapes. It's almost like playing with wet sand on the beach.
It's more of a solid, and sometimes it turns into this liquid form.
It's falling.
So it was really interesting to see the children play with it because a lot of them probably have never seen this type of sand.
And one of the interesting things was that we observed higher quality play when girls were playing with it than boys.
And the kids really liked, I think, the feeling of it and the fact that they could build with it.
That kind of helped them kind of talk and communicate with each other.
Are you breaking the ball? No, the monster is breaking. Because this is the lava, the green one.
We saw that children naturally went into the classroom and found small manipulatives that they wanted to bring back and play with in the sand. So they found little animals and little people, and they'd incorporate that into their play. And then they would have conversations with their peers about what those objects were doing in the sand.
Needs to eat. Nom 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 nom. The bear's eating.
Another criterion that we use as we're evaluating toys is the degree to which it inspires thinking and learning.
Whether the child was really engaged in a serious thought process with the toy.
And I'm going to put this part right here. Put that. Got it.
We were looking for instances of children, like when you can almost look at a child and you can see like the gears are turning in their head.
If a piece wasn't fitting together, what can I do to solve this issue? With another toy, it was balancing with the plane. So figuring out, okay, I need to add another block over here to balance this out.
The toy that scored the highest on thinking and learning was the Plus Plus set.
It's a construction and building toy, and it just kind of looks like two pluses together.
You can make a flat surface and more of like a puzzle, or make something that was more three-dimensional, more like a sculpture.
2. For 2 bees, this one goes right here. This one goes right there. These are flower trees. One of them has a beehive in it.
With the Plus Plus, we saw high-quality play with both boys and girls, and with children of different ethnic backgrounds.
I think it scored so highly for this category because the children were able to really discover how they can manipulate this toy to construct what they want.
He moves like a real dog. See? He looks down and up.
So there was a lot of decision making, a lot of thinking on how this toy works, how they can create what they really wanted out of it.
They had to think about what they were going to make with it, where they were going to take their play next. One little boy made a railroad track, and then he made a train and was driving his train on the track.
We also evaluate toys on the degree to which they inspire creativity and imagination.
We were basically looking to see if children were creating these out-of-the-box ways to play with a toy.
I'm making a clown. I'm making a clown too with that, and he's on a wheel.
If their play with the toy leads to an elaborate dramatic play or anything like that.
Oh my goodness, you made a whole family, Sophia.
So are they just using the blocks and just putting them together? Are they creating something unique? Are they creating a spaceship? So we were really looking to see if they were using their imagination, transforming the toy into something incredible.
It's a rocket ship.
The Plus Plus set scored highest on creativity and imagination.
Ready to take off. Ready to take off to Mars.
So there was another toy that scored almost as high on creativity and imagination, and that was a toy cookie set.
What do you want, Jasper? Chocolate. Chocolate. I got a chocolate chip.
It comes with a baking sheet, a knife, and a spatula, and then a cookie tin.
There were the actual plain cookies, and then there were the frosting and sprinkles that could be placed on top of the cookie.
The cookie set was one of the more popular toys that children chose to play with.
We saw a lot of imaginative play with the cookie set.
I have a little snack that we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. We're making some cookies for your birthday at Chuck E. Cheese.
The cookie set was actually the second highest scoring toy across all 4 categories. So we also saw a lot of social play and verbalization when children were playing with it.
It's done. It's done.
We examine each toy's effect on children's social interaction.
Are the kids playing with the toy independently? Are they playing with the toy but it's more of a parallel play? Or are they at the associative cooperative level where they're interacting with each other and playing together?
Do you want to make a house? Yeah, but if we make a moving house, it'll go all over the place, upside down and everywhere.
If they're playing together and talking about what they're doing, how they're going to do it, or if they're, hey, let's work together, let's build this.
Make a big house so we can fit in. Yeah. And make it the door too.
The highest scoring toy for social interaction was a toy picnic set.
Just in case somebody pretend wants to come over here.
There was a picnic blanket, and there was different cups and utensils, and it was all put in this cute little picnic basket, and the children could take all these things out and have their own picnic.
Okay, we have to set everything right here on this blanket.
The picnic set was another toy where children would go find things in the classroom and bring them back and incorporate into their play. So they would find toy food and toy bottles of milk, and then they would come back and incorporate that into very social play.
I have a sandwich. I'm going to put that on my plate.
We definitely saw a lot of cooperation and playing together with this toy. With a picnic set, you almost need like a partner to play with. Other kids would come in and they would all want to like go on a picnic together.
Set the table.
They had put their picnic blanket on the ground with all the cups set up and the utensils.
This is for the baby. Mama. This is for Dad.
They'd have their own tea party.
Interestingly, the picnic set was not played with very frequently. It was actually the second least popular toy in terms of the total number of minutes that we observed children playing with it. But when they did play with it, we saw a lot of social interaction.
That was good. That was good. Let's take all those out.
They have some prior knowledge, so I think they might have known that, okay, if I'm having a picnic and I'm eating, I'm gonna like talk to my friends about it.
Want some more chicken, Jaden?
Each year, we analyze the data and we designate one toy as the Timpani toy for the year. And we had a lot of strong toys this year, but there was one that stood out. This year's Timpani toy is Plus Plus.
The Plus Plus set scored highest on several different categories and was the highest scoring toy overall.
So I think that one did really well, just overall, because that you can do so many different things with it, and it can go from just building and using those fine motor skills to put the toy together to these elaborate pretend play scenarios.
I'm a dinosaur.
It was non-realistic and very open-ended, so children could use it in many, many different ways. Also, it was a construction toy, and we found from previous research that construction toys do very, very well on our instrument. As children are building with these toys, they're creating designs, they're testing out their designs, they're rebuilding their structures. So if you think about it, construction toys like Plus Plus are really simple engineering tools for very young children.
Since it was such a simple toy, they were able to do whatever they wanted with it.
Oh, you want me to make a ball? I'll show you how to make it. Here we go. Here's his ball.
They would start building something and then it would turn into a pretend play.
Fetch.
One of the reasons why Plus Plus really stood out from other toys is that we observed high quality play with both boys and girls. We didn't see some of the gender differences that we did with other toys. And we also observed high quality play with children from different ethnic and socioeconomic backgrounds. It was the highest scoring toy among Latino children, and it was one of the highest scoring toys among children of lower socioeconomic backgrounds. So this was a toy that children from all different backgrounds could play with at a very high level.
Say cheese.
One thing that we've concluded from this study is that teachers should think about including more construction toys in their classroom. We find that those score very, very high. And also we have found that these kinds of toys do appeal to a broad range of children, both boys and girls, and children of diverse cultural backgrounds.
This study continues to raise interesting questions about how children from different backgrounds respond differently to toys. We know that children have individual preferences that they bring to their play and different background knowledge, and that influences how they play.
One implication of this, I think, is that teachers need to observe carefully the impact that individual toys have on children.
I never realized there was that much involved in just a simple toy. A toy that I might really like may not be so great to use in a classroom. As a future teacher, I'll really need to think about, okay, if I really want my children to work on like socializing more, pick a toy that's going to help and foster that.
This could be your napkin. I'm going to fold it. Well, this could be your napkin, okay?
When you're a classroom teacher, sometimes you're not always watching kids play because you're kind of worried about the whole classroom, but just watching a few kids play, you really learn a lot about just how much they know already and how different and unique they all are when they play with toys.
Certain toys may work better with certain children. Test out toys in the classroom, see if they're not working.
So I think teachers should have a variation of toys in their classroom just to be aware that maybe some kids play better with one toy than others. That way every kid has a chance to learn just as much, just maybe through different types of toys.
Teachers should ask these questions about the toys that children play with. Does the toy inspire really elaborate play? Do children use it together? Do they use language a lot as they play with these toys? And perhaps most important, does a toy inspire the highest quality play for both boys and girls, and for children of all cultural or socioeconomic backgrounds.
Hey! Look at this big snake.